Yo, what is up, guys? So we're here to showcase off the new Chaos Emperor Dragon, the Armageddon Dragon, the new Pendulum card, and there's actually a really OP combo using its other effect that a lot of players didn't think it was that good, meaning the other effect where you send your cards as well as sending your opponent's stuff to the graveyard and you burn them for like a small amount of damage. Now, I didn't think it was that good either, but Magus over here, he actually showcases off a really good example of utilizing it in a little combo here. It's actually a really important combo for anyone that wants to play Chaos Dragons. Now, I did also play this deck, although my build is a lot different, and I'll give you guys gameplay of my build probably like tomorrow or later today. But I wanted to showcase off this really OP combo. So this card, it's got 9 counters on it. It has the effect where if it has 4 or more counters, it cannot actually be destroyed by card effects, but we're sending it to the graveyard. So here's the important combo that is basically utilized in a majority of these. So what you want to do is get out Red Ace Darkness Metal Dragon via banishing Light Pulsar. It doesn't have to be this, but specifically being able just to get out Red Ace Darkness Metal and then also sending itself back to the graveyard when you have also Light Pulsar on the field will then let you activate Light Pulsar to bring back Red Ace Darkness Metal, which will then let you bring back Light Pulsar, which is actually what I'm talking about, the really OP combo over here. So basically this is what it comes down to. Adding Dark Arm is pretty much irrelevant at this point. So what you're able to do with this combo is, if you want to summon more cards, you can definitely go for more cards. Keep in mind at this point, we still have our normal summon, which makes this combo really overpowered and, you know, really strong. So the amount that you burn with, well, whatever. Yeah, you get to burn its, what is it? The full effect is once per turn, you get to pay half your life points, send as many cards you control as possible to the graveyard, except cards in the extra monster zones. And if you do, send up to that many cards your opponent controls to the graveyard. Then you get to inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card. Now, in this case, the card isn't actually going to the graveyard because, well, it's a Pendulum monster, but you're still able to basically get rid of pretty much whatever your opponent has. And a lot of cards that would protect themselves or like can't be destroyed by like card effects, or be destroyed by battle, you get around that with this effect. So, like, with this combo, you're able to get rid of 3 cards and still OTK them. Now, in this instant, he is summoning Lumina and summoning Raiden, then he goes for a Dark Arm that he technically got for free, which was unnecessary, and at this point he can still pop 3 extra cards, guys. Now, I don't really want to say that you need specifically, like, Dark Arm to initiate any of this, because keep in mind, guys, Chaos Emperor Dragon is going to get rid of pretty much everything on your opponent's board, and it's sending it to the graveyard, not destroying, so this is why it's OP. So basically, at this point, like I mentioned before, that little Trinity combo, this is already going to be game right here. Just these 3 cards. And remember, because you sent Light Pulsar and Red Ace Darkness Metal to the graveyard, Light Pulsar will activate its effect and just get back Red Ace Darkness Metal Dragon, which is so OP, and this doesn't have like a once per turn, so I don't know, man. The Chaos Dragons definitely have a lot of potential now, and obviously it's going to be game. Like I said, you only need these 3 cards to make it game. The rest of the cards and getting a free extra dragon, completely irrelevant. Like, Chaos Emperor Dragon is too freaking good, man. Now, I have another replay right here. I mean, it's the same kind of bread and butter combo, although this one, he happens to open up with a card that is, like, really strong. But you actually have a decent amount of draw power in the deck, which I'll give you guys, like, a brief deck profile. And later today or tomorrow, I'll show you guys my build. I actually have gameplay already. It's like a full actual duel. It's pretty explosive. We are playing Blackluster Soldier in our build. It's a really good card, but mostly the important thing is just this simple little combo. I know in this instance he happened to have like grass, but it doesn't really matter because it's still the core concept of this like overpowered combo, basically sending those cards to the graveyard and then also getting out the Red Ace Darkness Metal for free, and then you get the Light Pulsar back. And remember, guys, if this goes away and this is in the graveyard, you can just get this card back. Again, all you need is these 3 cards to make it actually game, and that's pretty insane. So if you guys want the deck profile, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you guys real quick. Oh, this is not this is the build. The other one was a build that I was testing out with other cards. We were just trying out a bunch of new cards, but I think that this combo, because I didn't actually run Red MD in my build, I totally spaced out and forgot about that. I know. How do you make Chaos Dragons without Red Ace Darkness? I forgot about it, alright? But anyways, it's just these 3 cards. Like, and keep in mind, guys, that Eclipse Wyvern will then let you basically search out any one of these. So if you send it to the graveyard via a lot of other effects, via Dragon Shrine, I actually recommend you guys to play Foolish over Dragon Trend, because Foolish can actually hit like a lot of different things. There are times where you just need a dark target, or if you know that you don't need Ghost Reaper against the deck and you just want a dark target, this can also work pretty well. Plus, there's just a lot more targets that you can hit, like Fairy Tail Snow, for example, with Foolish. And I've seen this in a lot of different builds, and we were talking about this theory crafting stuff. Armageddon Knight is also a really good card, just lets you send red eyes. But like the amount of combos that you can do in this deck are pretty cool, but I think that this one was a really important combo to mention, and it's just like these 3 cards. And keep in mind, you can just send any one of them to the graveyard, and then you can essentially get them back by banishing them, and then Chaos Emperor will then get you the other card anyways. But this one is a 60 card variant. I'm not sure how I feel about running it at this large. You can probably get the deck pretty consistent at a very small amount, but it's up to you guys if you guys want to run like a very large deck or not. But I would prefer to show you guys the one as you guys saw. So this has got Red Darkness, Metal, triple copies of Black Cloud Solar, triple Chaos Emperor, 1 Dark Arm, 1 Destrudo, 3 Pulsars, 3 Chaos Sorcerer. But this card was a card I was testing out too in my build. It works as a Celestial Sextant target, which lets you use it to actually draw 2 cards, which is just a draw power card. But what I like with this is Chaos Sorcerer already nets you advantage, and technically, since it is a level 6, I was actually thinking about going to Aldampier, which can then bring you back an extra monster. So I thought that was kind of interesting that you could technically use it for a newer card as well. But I was, like I said, in my build I was testing new stuff. But anyways, Dark Arm Destrudo, we got 3 Pulsar, 3 Chaos Sorcerer, 1 Dark Flare Dragon. I'm really not a fan of this card very much. It does let you like kind of go through cards in your hand, but you special summon by banishing a 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard. But once per turn, you get to send 1 dragon type monster from your hand and 1 dragon type monster from your deck to the graveyard, then target 1 card in either graveyard and banish it. So it has its utility. I just wasn't a fan of this back when Chaos Dragons came out, because like there would be a lot of times where this card would just cost you a game because you go 2- for it. But next up, we got 2 copies of Wolf, 3 copies of Snow, 2 copies of Black Dragon, 2 copies of White Dragon. I actually prefer running more copies of the Black Dragon, but that's just my personal take on it. But anyways, next up, of course, we had 2/2, and then we had 3 Raiden, 3 Eclipse Wyvern, 3 copies of Armageddon Knight, 2 copies of Lumina, 3 copies of Ghost Ogre, 3 copies of Winter Cherries, just because they work well with light and darks. And then on top of that, well, Ash Blossom is great, but it is fire. Then we have 3 copies of Soul Recharge, 2 Lures, 1 Grass, 2 copies of Dragon Trine. Like I said, you unquestionably you drop one of these for Foolish. It's just a better card because Foolish lets you hit, like I said, anything in the entire deck. Whereas this, it's just for dragons, but it almost gets the job done as good. But there's no reason why you wouldn't want to play Foolish over Dragon Shrine, especially in this deck because it has no normal monsters. But anyways, 2 copies of Sexton, and then we got 3 copies of Charge, and then we have all the 5 Solemns, because you guys saw with that setup, it's pretty much going to be game anyways. I really feel like this deck could just play more aggressive. And speaking of going for, there's 1 dinosaur. I want to go to Kaiju. Oops. I just think Kaijus are a excellent choice as well. Unfortunately, let me go to, I have to go to Monster. But as far as the Kaiju goes, there is, okay, so there are 3 targets for lights, and as far as darks go, there is Raiden, and, okay, I wanted to check for this. I don't think that any of them count as I know there is a dinosaur one, but I don't think that there is a dragon. Yeah, there's no dragon Kaiju, unfortunately, but I think that this deck can OTK so well, and especially with the whole, effect of the Chaos Emperor, I don't think you really need any of the traps. I think this deck can be a lot more aggressive. You don't need to sit there and be passive, especially when if you happen to have multiple Solemns and a bunch of boss monsters, you're not going to really be able to do anything for a little bit. Yeah, you might be able to stop your opponent, but majority of the time I feel like a lot of decks will have like a second chance where if you don't get to summon something or if you don't play very aggressive, this deck can fall apart relatively quick because it's a very simple concept. Like I said, this is the core concept that I wanted to emphasize in this gameplay video, because my gameplay actually uses a really cool combo to base. It's almost like a loop with Eclipse Wyvern, and like I said, I know I mentioned it several times, but my build is a little bit different. And I'll show you guys my gameplay, but this combo is too good. It's too easy and consistent to not want to just be like, okay, you know, scrap my build, try this one out. But all of you guys that have played this deck, let me know what your thoughts are on it. Oh, okay, I guess we forgot to go over the extra deck, but there's a lot of awkward cards here, just as a heads up, and that is due to Ghost Reaper. other than that, I mean, you really don't need the extra deck too much in this deck. I would say one card I personally played in my build, because you can BLS banish a card and then you can go into a card like, technically Armageddon, it's also a warrior. I really like Isolde. Isolde is not a dragon. I wish, man. Okay, if you make Isolde, like, I feel like this card, not only is it a light, but it also lets you add one warrior monster from your deck to your hand. Now, you can't really use that monster for the rest of the turn, but, like, you can go for Raiden, you can go for Armageddon Knight, you can go for Blackluster Soldier, and I thought that was really cool. At one point in my build, like, you can try it out if you want, because his build isn't running Desires, but we were also testing out a Destiny Hero Malicious, just so you can basically get out, like, an Isolde, because Armageddon Knight doesn't really do anything, unless you have, like, another monster going to, like, a Ring 4, Minerva, whatever, but it just lets you go for Isolde, which lets you search out the BLS for, like, a turn 1 play, and then you just throw out, like, a bunch of free monsters, like these cards that, like, if they die, it doesn't really matter, or even this, because if this dies, you get back something out anyways, because the deck, it doesn't have a really strong turn 1 play, so that's perhaps why we have the solid lineup here. But I feel like what you would try to do in the deck is maybe just survive one turn, like you just go and summon your monsters, maybe in defense mode, and the next turn you just go for that OTK, and I think that's how the deck is going to be successful. But anyways, that's my thoughts on the deck. That is the new Chaos Dragon, Armageddon, the Chaos Emperor Armageddon Dragon. I think the combo is too good. Like, this core combo, it's too consistent, it's too easy, and there's no, like, once per turn. But I mean, technically Rise Darkest Metal has a once per turn effect, but, like, it doesn't matter. You're getting its effect again anyways. And then on top of that, Light Pulsar doesn't have any restrictions. It's just that whenever this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you target a 5 or higher Dark Dragon and just summon it, and which could be this, and it gets you back this. So it's almost like a little internal loop here. And if your opponent happens to, like, Raigeki you, well, you can Light Pulsar, get back the other card. But I still think that Monster Reborn could be an okay card in this deck. I also still think Raigeki and Darkhold could still be an option. You can also consider the Kaijus as an option because, well, if you're sending them all to the graveyard anyways, they would still stay there, and then you have other cards banished again to continue your combos. But I think it's a really good OTK deck, and it's pretty simple. It should be self-explanatory for you guys. In my build, I was actually playing Judgment Dragons, but we ended up playing a lot of weird stuff in my build. But anyways, let me know, guys, what you think of this build. I think it's pretty good. It's just this combo that I really like. I think you can cut it down and drop some other cards, but I'll have to do some more playtesting with the deck as well. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. If you did, drop a like on it, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to see more new Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. As soon as we get new cards, we always like to check them out. In fact, there's another card we gotta check out real soon. It's a dice card. But anyways, if you guys got any replays, feel free to go ahead and send them in. And shoutouts once again to Magus. You built some really cool combos with this variant. I liked it a lot. But I always like seeing what you guys make in the community and sharing with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. But anyways, if you guys want to send me a replays, AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I am signing out.